Welcome to Nintendo here for the review of Rocket League for the Nintendo Switch, which is very, very cool. So, it's an interesting game. I've never played it before, so I played it all through today, so I've been pretty busy doing that. So, I guess let's jump into the old screenshots and see what I think about it. Let's roll those shots. Well, Rocket League is a very interesting affair on the Nintendo Switch because it's the first, truly portable version of this game. And I've never played this game before, as it's been very popular for the last couple of years. This mix of soccer and cars, and I wasn't too sure what I was getting myself into. First of all, there were concerns about the handheld version, the undocked version, and it is below the 720p. It's around 520p, something like that. And I did notice it. I did notice there's some jagged areas and images and things like that on the screen. I was a little bit disappointed with it, and even with my poor eyesight at times, noticed those little issues, and I was a little disappointed in it, and I'm hoping that they can improve it. Now, the plus side, it is 60 frames per second on both, which is fantastic. So that's probably why there is a sacrifice in that type of in that type of way. Now, let's look at all the other little features in that. So all the different cars that I was using was very good. Obviously, as you can tell by the screenshots, I had been using the DeLorean car, which is a premium car that you got to buy for about $2.50. So I was very, very happy when I saw that. I just immediately bought it because I'm a big fan of the Back to the Future series, and I think it probably pushed me playing the game when I was struggling to learn the mechanics of the game and how to sort of use a car as a soccer player. Something I thought I would never have to do. So, moving on. When I got to the training, there's a training section in the game which is very useful for me, and it has free play, custom, tutorial, goalie, striker, and aerial. And I've been using those sort of things. And I think if you're someone like me who's never played the game before, I do suggest you to use them because they are very, very useful. And I think it did help me a lot in terms of getting the idea of using the car and the mechanics and the bounce, getting the bounce right, and driving around the actual court, the field. I think was very, very useful for me to understand Rocket League and what it's all about. So in other areas of the game, I was quite happy with the music of it. The music in the background when it first came on. The music is a little bit odd, some of the songs and that, but I think it suits the game. I think it suits it well. I was pretty pleased about that type of area, so that's a good little tick there. Now, I will say that the controls to the game is a little difficult. I played it on a third-party controller. It works fine. Joy-Cons are fine. Pro Controller's fine. No real issues with it. I didn't really have too many problems. Now, obviously, trying to master hard, it's hard to sort of learn. It's a bit of a steep learning curve, I feel, for this game, especially if you're very foreign to this type of area. And I was having problems trying to get to the ball. I was having problems jumping up too high or sort of sliding right past the ball and trying to sort of help out my teammates. I actually did a couple own goals, which made me very, very embarrassed in the online world. I had to go back to the training grounds and sort of learn a little bit to do that. Now, there's a whole section in your options about your controls and that. I do suggest for you to go through each one of them. I know some of them, but I suggest for you to go through them if you feel like your car is just too jumpy or it's not quite right for you. Check them out. I did the some of the sections just made my car a little slower, a little more precise when it's trying to get to the ball, so it's not sort of slipping and sliding and sort of jumping around so much. And I think that did help me in terms of trying to defend the ball and trying to get to the ball with my DeLorean car. So I think that's something to suggest to do. Now, the price of it's about $25 in Australia. It's $19 in America. So the price is excellent for what you get. It's really, really good. The online performance seemed good. I was very happy about it. I didn't have to wait too long to find other players in that. I did the team first, which is the 3 versus 3. I thought that was pretty cool. I playing against some good players out there, even in the casual mode. I didn't play the ranked mode because I'm obviously not good enough at this point. But I was pleased about the graphics and the look of it on the TV. It looked great. It played well. I did suffer a bit trying to get used to things with the teams and that. This is a game that probably needs to have voice chat. I think it makes it a little hard for your team to coordinate stuff. You know, who's the goalie, who's the striker, who's sort of in the midfield. So you're sort of all doing a bit of guesswork with that type of area. So once again, I think, you know, if only Nintendo could have a decent system when it comes to online voice chat. Now, overall, I think the game was really, really interesting. I enjoyed playing the game. It's one of those games where I think where you might not be as good at it as like me, but you press on with the game because it is a lot of fun. Even if you're not playing so well, and if you're a rookie, you still play it because it's really enjoyable. You know, kicking the ball was fantastic. The goals and the explosions that you can do. You can modify your cars with tires and goal celebrations and little antennas that you can put on your car. You can put your flag on it, your country flag, and you can put little things on top of the car like your Mario hat and Luigi hat. There is the Mario and Luigi cars, which are very, very cool. And when you do the boost on it, it comes out with the invincibility stars and that, which is fantastic. Same with the DeLorean car with the famous fire streaks that goes along the ground, and the sounds too, which is fantastic. And yeah, I really enjoyed this game a lot in terms of just playing it. And I think eventually I will get a better grip of Rocket League and what it has to offer. And I can understand the big appeal in why it's been so popular on PC and PS4 and Xbox and all that sort of stuff. I can understand that sort of type of appeal. So we shall head back to the Ninja News desk and see what my final result is. Well, so what's my final thoughts about Rocket League after that sort of screenshot type of review? I was pretty pleased about it. I'm gonna say my final mark is 8.5. I just gave it the 0.5 because I think it's definitely better than that average game. I could have given it a 9 or a 9.5, but maybe my enjoyment wasn't there because I'm a rookie. Maybe because the controls I felt is too springy, your car's jumping all over the place and that, but maybe that's what's part of the appeal. But as I say, you always got to check out games for yourself, and that my review scores is based on how I feel how good the game is and if I'm having fun or not. So everyone's, you know, has their own opinions and reviews in that. But I would say that this is definitely a must-have game. It's going to be a very popular multiplayer game for the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it will do very well. It's selling like gangbusters at the moment. And I think it's a good game. I think it's a very, very good game. It's a great get for Nintendo too. So, yes, I think it's a great game. Very strange game. Soccer and cars. I never thought the concept could work, but it has worked in this instance for Rocket League. So, pretty impressed by it. So, that's my little review, and I hope I shall see you next time on Nintendo Ninja News.